Roller coaster restraints are designed to keep you safe no matter how terrifying the ride looks. But if you have seen those viral coaster fail videos, then you may assume otherwise. So how do these restraints actually work? And how safe actually are they? Let's find out. Generally speaking, restraints fall into three main categories: over-the-shoulder restraints, lap bars, vest restraints, and then there's whatever heroic flamingo land is using. Basically a medieval torture device. There are plenty of other variations, but just to keep this video under 60 minutes long, they're the main three that we're going to talk about today. Restraints are designed to never fail. Most coasters use a dual restraint system, combined in two different lock-in methods to keep riders secure. Even if one of these systems was to somehow malfunction, which is incredibly rare, then the other one would be there as a failsafe. Many rides have even more additional failsafes, such as a seatbelt. Look at Nemesis Reborn over at Alton Towers and Stealth at Fort Park. Both of these coasters have seatbelts as an emergency failsafe system. But how do these systems actually work? And what are they? Mechanical restraints rely on a series of ratchets and paws, basically a locking gear and a spring-loaded stopper. When a restraint is pulled down, it clicks into place as the pull catches onto the ratchet teeth. Once locked, it can only be released by the ride's control system, preventing it from popping open mid-ride. Hydraulic restraints, on the other hand, uses pressurized fluid to hold the restraint in place. Instead of the ratchet, they use hydraulic cylinders, which create immense pressure to keep the restraint locked down. This allows for a smoother and more adjustable fit compared to the mechanical systems. Even if the hydraulic system were to lose pressure, built-in check valves prevent sudden movement, keeping riders completely safe. You'll notice that on a lot more modern coasters, they use these hydraulic restraints. Some modern coasters, especially newer Intamin and B&M designs, use magnetic or air-powered restraints rather than mechanical ratchets. This allows for a smoother ride and more adjustable lock-in positions, making the ride even more accessible. With these systems in place, roller coaster restraints aren't just reliable, they're effectively fail-proof. And if that isn't enough to put your mind at ease, hear this. Every single day, roller coasters go through rigorous safety checks before even opening to the public. Restraints are tested repeatedly to ensure they're functioning perfectly, and regular maintenance is carried out both throughout the day and during the closed season. In fact, during the off-season, engineers will completely strip down and rebuild coaster trains to inspect every single component, making sure everything is in top condition. On top of that, many restraints are designed to only unlock under very specific conditions. When the train is back in the station, and when the operator manually presses the release through the control panel. Even if the power cuts out completely mid-ride, the restraints will stay locked. Some rides even have fail-safes, like pneumatic or battery backup releases for emergency evacuations, ensuring there's always a way to get riders out safely when needed. And if you've ever noticed ride operators pushing down your restraint multiple times, that's because most coasters have visual indicators, little lights or screens on the operator panel that show whether each restraint is properly locked. If even one seat isn't secured, the ride would simply not be dispatched. So next time you hear someone say, "What if the restraint just opens mid-ride?" you can definitely tell them it won't. Now, you might be wondering, if those restraints are so safe, why do some coasters have seatbelts and others don't? And that's a very good question. It's all about redundancy and design. Older coasters like Arrow Loopers and some Intamin rides often have seatbelts as a backup system in case the main restraint somehow fails. But on modern coasters like B&M Hypers and Intamin's newer trains, the restraint system is already engineered to be fail-proof. A good example of that is Hyperia and Icon, which are both manufactured by Mack Rides and only feature a lap bar restraint with inversions. These rides use multi-point locking systems that physically cannot open mid-ride. So in many cases, seatbelts are actually unnecessary and sometimes just added for the guest reassurance rather than the actual safety. But if that isn't enough to put your mind at ease, let's talk about the over-engineering. Restraints aren't just built to hold you in. They're built to withstand forces far beyond what the ride actually generates. Engineers test these systems using weighted dummies that push the restraints to extreme limits. The materials used, whether it's reinforced steel, hydraulic pistons, or industrial-grade ratchets, are designed to take many times the force of even the most intense roller coaster ride. So next time you're strapping in for your favourite coaster, just remember, your restraint isn't just holding you in place. It's built to handle forces that would make a NASA astronaut jealous. So the next time that you're on a coaster and you hear that satisfying click, just know that you're not going to be going anywhere. Whether it's over-the-shoulder restraints, lap bars, or those horrible contraptions on Hero. These systems are designed to be fail-proof. From dual locking mechanisms to over-engineering of the restraints that could literally survive an explosion, roller coaster restraints are some of the safest restraints in the whole of the world. So sit back, throw your hands up in the air if you dare, and enjoy your ride, because the only thing that's getting ejected today is your fear.